The James Show Podcast.
There was a new directive from the governor that was signed and announced yesterday, and it seems to be kind of aimed at the rainbow crosswalks without being too specific toward that. But generally speaking, you know what? You got to hear how the media is reporting on this. I think that's more fun than the actual story itself. Because, look, the rainbow crosswalks aren't like a universal thing that's everywhere. It's only in like maybe 5 cities in Texas. We have them, of course, in Austin. I'm surprised they don't have them in every crosswalk in Austin. San Antonio, Houston, Dallas. We have one over here that's not too far from the station at Oaklawn and Cedar Springs. There's one in a district in El Paso. You know what? El Paso has a pride district. Yeah, they do. But look, come with me on this journey around Texas media and see how the different towns are dealing with this. Really, the people in Houston seem to be the most down to earth about it. Like they saw this coming because they've already been having a back and forth with the governor about a crosswalk in Montrose. Like it had been painted rainbow, and then they had to do some construction on that intersection. And when they put it back together, they just put a regular crosswalk. And so then they fussed. They're like, "You didn't replace the rainbow." And they're like, "Well, that's not our job." And so they raised the money themselves and replaced the rainbow. And so that, in fact, that might be the one that's on the governor's mind when he signed this. So here's KPRC out of Houston.
Governor Greg Abbott is threatening to withhold road fundings from cities that do not remove political or ideological markings from streets. Houston, along with San Antonio and Austin, have rainbow crosswalks just like this that could be targeted under the governor's directive. The governor says taxpayer dollars should be used for safe roads, not political messages. The move follows a national push by U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy to remove street art like rainbow crosswalks, similar to the governor's remarks.
Okay, so the key I want you to take away from that is that one sentence where she said, the governor said the crosswalks and markings on the road should be all about safety and not political ideology. There's going to be some people who do this little red herring straw man argument on, hey, rainbow sidewalks aren't a safety issue. What kind of idiot wrecks their car because they see it? That's not what he's talking about. It's about the propaganda that is stuck in the middle of the road in a public roadway in something that's not supposed to be political. It's not supposed to be ideological. It's just supposed to be a road. In fact, it's a government entity. So, we should insist on neutrality. That's not what we have now. So let's go to some of the more unhinged ones. Really, one of the wildest, the two wildest ones were San Antonio and El Paso. Let me play you San Antonio first. This is KENS Channel 5 in San Antonio.
Governor Abbott is calling for the removal of what he calls political or ideological messaging from Texas roadways, and that could affect a well-known crosswalk in San Antonio's Pride District.
And the directive is raising new questions about what counts as a distraction on the roads. KENS 5's Earl Sotomayor joining us live.
No, hang on. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This isn't about, this is a safety because there's distractions on the road. We're not worried about the distractions. And no one's saying the rainbow crosswalks are a distraction to make things unsafe. They're just saying the paintings on the road should be about safety and nothing else, not a political message. The problem isn't that, it makes us unsafe. The problem is the propaganda. The problem is the exploitation of government property and public funds to push your ideology.
Now, from this strip, Earl, the governor's order goes beyond just suggestions. What kind of enforcement are we talking about here?
Audrey Berry, Governor Abbott did throw TxDOT in the mix, saying that everyone needs to follow roadway safety guidelines. So with an example right behind me, this is an area that can be included in what Governor Abbott is talking about with the rainbow crosswalk here in the Pride LGBT district. So with this guideline and landmark, the city, they have 30 days to follow this, but if they don't do this within 30 days, state and federal funds can be withheld. And on top of this, contracts with the city and TxDOT, those can be suspended. So that's work that involves any work with 1604, all the construction in downtown. All of this can stop because of this discussion. And in the Pride Cultural Heritage District, some feel this isn't about safety.
It's
completely
not.
In the name of politics, and it's in the name of trying to eradicate and erase the history, culture, and the existence of the LGBT community in any city in Texas.
This is not about erasing or eradicating the history or culture of gay people Oh, my God. We don't have Jesus Saves in the crosswalks. If we did, y'all would pitch a fit. And if we removed it, would that be trying to erase the history and the culture and eradicate the Christians of Texas? No. So this level of hyperbole, it's just juvenile. It's not even a legit argument. And they're not even trying to have an honest argument here. They're just trying to make you think that Team Red is evil. I got it. We're evil.
It's very disappointing that something that is harmless, that is meant to unify a city, community, is being used to just further divide people.
Now, the Rainbow Crosswalk was first installed in 2018. In San Antonio, they had an official dedication to make this area an official district during Pride Month in June this year. James Poindexter, Secretary of Pride San Antonio, stressed he's ready for potential legal battles if it means preserving the Rainbow Crosswalk and Pride Cultural Heritage District.
Wait a second. Why stop at the crosswalks? Why do we have officially recognized Pride districts to begin with? When did this start? Because look, I'm not against gays or people being gay or whatever the heck it is. Go have a good time. I love hanging out on Oak Lawn and Cedar Springs. That's a fun time. It's a good Halloween parade. I've had a lot of good times out there. But listen, do we have any officially recognized districts for the method of sex that actually sustains humanity? Do we have any officially recognized districts that celebrate any of the values and ideals that reflect you? Is there a Christian district, like an officially recognized, this is a Christian district, or this is a straight district, or this is a district that celebrates traditional marriage? No? What if we tried to do a white district? I mean, imagine, it would look like the battle scene from Braveheart if we tried to do, oh my God, not a white district. See, the Nazis are taking over. Do we have a men's district? Do we have a Jesus district? What is with the special connotations and recognition that this one group gets from government? That's not cool either. So actually, the Rainbow Crosswalks don't really bother me other than the fact that it's public roadways being used for blatant political propaganda. One of the wildest reports I got on this came from El Paso, out in the West Texas town of El Paso. I know it's a bad pun. But KFox 14, check this one out.
A rainbow crosswalk that currently stands on Stanton and Missouri in downtown El Paso. It takes up all four corners of that intersection. But this crosswalk could soon go away following Governor Greg Abbott's new directive to TxDOT. The move is sparking mixed reactions from El Pasoans I spoke with today. Some say it's about safety, while others see it as something more.
Well, I think that safety is most important.
Me personally, I'm not stupid, so I'm not going to be distracted by a rainbow crosswalk today.
Look, there it is again. The red herring, the straw man that this is about safety. This is not about safety. The governor didn't even say it's about safety. The governor said it's about political messaging, propaganda being used on public roads, public funds, public roads. They should remain politically neutral. And I know it's really hard for anything that's in the hand of government for a long enough time span to not be abused for political purposes. But that's what's going on here. And quite obviously, that should stop. That shouldn't be a thing. Again, the rainbow crosswalk doesn't really bother me. It's not the message. It's the fact that public roadways, tax dollars, or sometimes, even if it's privately funded, your public roadways are being used for blatant political propaganda. And that's what the governor said in his statement. Now, they're pretending like this is about safety. It has nothing to do with safety. And what you'll notice, this is the third TV station that I've played a report on. No one actually addresses the criticism of the crosswalks other than the safety argument. So you don't hear both sides of the argument. No one in these three stations, they're all doing like 3-minute reports on this last night. None of them brought up the fact that, hey, maybe we shouldn't have political propaganda in the crosswalks. But anyway, I'll let them continue.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott directed Texas Department of Transportation to ensure counties and cities are in compliance with federal and state guidelines regarding roadway safety. Back in July, U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy launched the Safe Roads Initiative. Abbott's office says under those guidelines, non-standard surface markings, signage, and signals that do not directly support traffic control or safety are prohibited. That includes the use of symbols, flags, or other markings conveying social, political, or ideological messages. Abbott's office says any city that refuses to comply will face consequences, including the withholding or denial of state and federal road funding and suspension of agreements with TxDOT.
Well, this rainbow flag has graced this crosswalk at Missouri and Stanton for years now. But many fear that new TxDOT directive could mean they have to go.
I think it's just generally a part of a bigger plan to kind of revert back into a place where we're not as accepting and tolerant of these different lifestyles.
But really it will affect us because it's like our expression. Every symbol is the way we are.
While some other residents say safety first.
If people get so riled up in their cars to where they hit a fire hydrant or hit the car in front of them, it's really more so about the community and just
we just gotta stop. No one's claiming that people are being distracted by the rainbow crosswalk and hitting a fire hydrant. Who are you even talking to? What terrible kind of reporting is this? This isn't news. This is political propaganda defending political propaganda. But listen, for the woke bedwetters out there, the 5 of you who are listening to this show who thinks that this is okay, imagine how much fun it would be to see crosswalks being used for propaganda messages that these people don't like. Let's leave the rainbow crosswalks in place. Team Red can start playing that game. We can paint pro-gun crosswalks, see if they love that, see if that flies with them. It'll say, we'll put come and take it on a crosswalk. We could just write out the text of the Second Amendment on a crosswalk. We could have it in all the suburbs, the medium-sized cities, small towns. There would be hundreds of thousands of Team Red crosswalks. What do you think the reaction from these same people would be if we put Jesus Saves on all the crosswalks? Oh, they'd be all over themselves out in the streets. Oh my God, separation of church and state. This is political propaganda. This is indoctrination. How about we paint a crosswalk of Jesus in a MAGA hat shooting Bud Light cans with an AR-15? Wouldn't that be a great crosswalk? How about we just keep the rainbow crosswalks and we play the game too? You know, it'd really drive them nuts. Just paint the word Trump on a crosswalk. Oh my goodness, these people would lose it. A Noah's Ark on a rainbow cross. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying, because the connection with the Noah's story and the rainbow and I'll never do the flood again. All right, bringing it back to Jesus. Thank you, Garrett. But yeah, they probably would actually see Trump wreck and hit a fire hydrant. But one of the reasons Team Red, you, me, we have such an uphill battle in these culture wars is we aren't even really playing the game. So keep track of this story. Lawsuits are about to fly. Are you okay with getting rid of rainbow crosswalks, or do you think that's erasing an entire minority of people? 800-288-9227. Maroon 5, Love is Like tour coming to American Airlines Center November 7th. Special guest Claire Rosenkrantz. Get tickets and information livenation.com. The WBAP Morning Show has your last chance to win tickets tomorrow morning. More on the governor's new crosswalk initiative coming up on the James Show. News Talk 820, 93.3 FM, WBAP. How you doing out there? And it just comes from a government. I mean, the governor put out an order yesterday afternoon, and the reaction to it is pathetic because it's completely dishonest, and they're making a straw man about the argument against the rainbow crosswalks, beating the snot out of that straw man, but not actually ever making the case here. I've already played you 3 reports from 3 different TV stations. Did anyone make the case why it's okay to have political propaganda in the streets? No, they didn't. They argued against the fact that, well, it's not really a safety issue. It doesn't make anyone less safe. It's not going to cause anybody to crash. That's not the reason why we want to get rid of it. No one's really concerned about the safety aspect. The real reason, propaganda. That's all it is. And I think maybe some of the people who are in favor of the rainbow crosswalks, I think they might feel different if they didn't agree with the message that was being thrown out there. And so we were just having a little fun with that. And I was thinking, man, we should start painting AR-15s or the word Trump on sidewalks and see what they say there. Because you know what would happen? There would just be lawsuits all over the place. They would say, you can't do that. It's political propaganda. Actually, they would probably say, that's what literally Hitler would do. And okay, I got it. We're Nazis. That's what the Nazis did, right? 800-288-9227. 800-288-9227. If you're just joining us, I can get you caught up. This is KPRC in Houston.
Governor Greg Abbott is threatening to withhold road fundings from cities that do not remove political or ideological markings from streets. Houston, along with San Antonio and Austin, have rainbow crosswalks just like this that could be targeted under the governor's directive. The governor says taxpayer dollars should be used for safe roads, not political messages. The move follows a national push by U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy to remove street art like rainbow crosswalks, similar to the governor's remarks.
Yeah, and aren't these the same people who are griping about the 10 Commandments being in school classrooms? They're like, that's just propaganda. You're just indoctrinating children. You're just So what are the crosswalks? I love this. I love this story. Roy in Maybank, you're on WBAP.
Hey, James.
Hey, Roy.
Quick question on the governor's order and how the media will react. Does that include crosswalks such as all the BLM crosswalks in South Dallas?
Oh, I didn't know we have BLM crosswalks in South Dallas?
Several. I have to drive through that area in the morning to avoid traffic. So, yeah, I get to see them. Martin Luther King Boulevard, all down in that area.
Oh, wow. Roy, I'm going to have to plead ignorance on that. You just told me something about something that's happening a few blocks from me.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Well, from the wording of the governor's order, then yes, any political messaging, and that would include, I guess, BLM messages would be removed from crosswalks. So,
well, how do you think the media will handle that?
I don't even think they know about that yet. And you know what they're going to say? Well, they're trying to erase the history. They're trying to rewrite history or erase our existence or whatever what they were saying in El Paso or whatever. So, yeah, you know how they're going to react to it.
Absolutely.
Well, you're making a great point.
Much. Love the show.
Well, I'm glad you called in and pointed that out. That makes me want. I'll go look this up. I'm sure someone has a picture of it on Reddit or something somewhere. So thank you very much, Roy. This is Richard in Collinsville. You're on WBAP.
Well, I think that, first of all, there should be a law that states there can be no ideologic crosswalks in the state of Texas, and that would simplify the issue, because you're exactly right. They are promoting a propaganda issue. It's like this business of gay and lesbian and rainbow and all of these adjectives that they use to try to clean up their image. And it's all wrong. It's all baloney. They're all queers one way or another, and we don't need it. I mean, the rainbow crosswalk is just, as you said, propaganda. And it's propaganda that causes a lot of the division in this country. We don't need propaganda. What we need is good information. As a matter of fact, this nation was founded by people who set up a government management system that is not a democracy. It's a representative republic that uses some democratic methods to elect our representatives. So we're a representative republic designed to be run by a biblical society who is well educated and well informed. And if we spent more time focused on getting those three things done, I don't think we'd have many problems.
Yeah, and that's a pretty good attitude you got there, Richard, because it also feels like to me when you made me think of the battle that's happening in public school libraries right now, where you're being called a Nazi for wanting to ban books. And it's like, well, no, we don't want to put obscene sexual material in front of a 6-year-old, especially without their parents' approval. And the same people who talk about, you're evil for wanting to ban books. What about teaching the Bible in school? No, not that book. Oh, they're the original book banners. The Bible's been banned in school since 1960 or whatever. Prayer in school, that case was. So no, all good points.
That was that Madeline Murray, who was a woman who got her comeuppance in the end. Did you hear how she died?
Madeline, no.
Oh yeah. She's the one that got the Bible banned from schools, basically.
I know the name, but I don't know the story. How'd she die?
Well, she wound up getting killed by some people that she brought in that she thought were on her team. They killed her for her money, because she kept a lot of cash around, and they stuffed her and I think it was her son, or I believe it was her son, in a couple of 50-gallon drums after they chopped them up.
God, that's awful.
So that was her end. That was her reward. But it comes full circle back to people like Bernie Sanders claiming that socialism is not communism, and this moron that's running for mayor in New York who says I'm a democratic socialist. Well, that's an oxymoron. There's no such thing as a democratic socialist. In fact, I can give anyone out there listening irrefutable proof that communism, socialism, fascism, Islamic caliphatism, they're all nothing more than old-fashioned dictatorships. And I can prove to you that socialism is communism. I can also prove that socialism is Nazism. It's very simple. When the communists were running Russia, they used the acronym USSR. You know what it meant?
Yeah, Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, not Union of Soviet Communist Republics. You're making some good points. I'm just out of time there, Richard. Thank you for calling in from Collinsville.
The James Show Podcast.